When it comes to diet, quite often our New Year's resolutions involve things we're going to take away or eat less of in the coming 12 months. But what about promising that 2014 will be the year you introduce some healthy new options? And here with three of her favorites that you might want to include in your diet, registered dietitian Vincci Tsui. Great to see you.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Jill.
Okay, so lots of people, I think, have health top of mind, especially a couple days after the New Year and probably a month of indulgences in December. So these are really trendy foods. So let's talk about what you've brought along here.
Yeah, so I brought a few fermented foods along. So some examples: kimchi, pickles, miso, or even yogurt is considered a fermented food. And one thing that's really coming out in the nutrition research is we're really taking a look at our gut bacteria and how that can impact our health. I think a lot of times we used to think that it just impacts our nutrition, our digestion, sorry.
Right.
But now we're finding that it might have an impact on inflammation. We're noticing that people who are overweight have different gut bacteria than people who are leaner.
Okay.
So, so obviously the studies, they look at probiotics, which are bacteria that we can eat that will help colonize our gut. And the amounts that they use tend to be the amounts that they find in supplements. But obviously choosing these fermented foods like even kombucha or natto or things like that might be able to make a difference.
Okay, kombucha being a tea.
Yes.
Okay, so and that's sort of been hot and a little bit underground for a little while.
Yeah, but
how much should we be introducing, how much should we have of these to see the benefit?
Like I said, it's really hard to know for sure just because the amounts that they're using in the research are so high and the amounts that we see in the food are variable. So even if you're just trying something new, maybe trying something new like once a week, even adding yogurt once a week or once a day in your diet can make a bit of a difference.
Okay, fantastic. Fermented foods being one of the top trends. This in the middle looks delicious. I think 2013 was all about quinoa. Now this is sort of something a little different.
Yeah, so this is quinoa's cousin, amaranth. So they're both related, and so nutritionally they're actually kind of similar. So like quinoa, amaranth is a gluten-free grain. It's also a complete protein as well, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids. But what's different about amaranth is that it has 3 times the amount of calcium that quinoa has, and it has 1.5 times the iron. So if you're kind of a vegetarian or vegan, trying to look for more sources of iron or calcium, this is a great source. It does cook down. You're seeing that it's more of a gummy consistency, not that same kind of fluffy texture that quinoa has. So people usually enjoy it as a porridge, or you can pop it as well, like popcorn. So what you do is you get a pan nice and hot. You just put a couple teaspoons or tablespoons of the amaranth in there and just let it pop, cover it so you don't get it all over your stove.
Right.
And then some people will put like milk or yogurt on this, again, fermented foods, so that you can enjoy it as a cold cereal.
Do you need oil to pop it?
No.
Is this popped amaranth?
Yes, this is
Can
popped
I try
and
it?
that's raw, yeah.
A little sample. Oh, that's good. It's sort of roasty. Roasty and light. I like it. Okay, amaranth, a new grain to try. Let's talk about the trendy vegetables. Of course, vegetables are always good for us. Kale, I know, is huge in 2013.
Kale is huge, and like I love the daily kale Twitter feed. It's pretty funny.
Really?
but I think it's cauliflower's turn, and apparently I'm all about cousins these days because cauliflower and kale are related.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think cauliflower kind of gets the short end of the stick a lot of time because it's a white vegetable, right? People are always talking about eating the rainbow and all those things, but cauliflower, it's like white, boring, like not good for me. But that's not true. Kale, cauliflower, all these other vegetables in the cabbage family, they all contain certain compounds that we're seeing might have some cancer-fighting properties. So in the book, Cooking with Foods That Fight Cancer, they sort of recommend you want to try to be aiming for 2 to 3 servings of cauliflower or those cabbage-related vegetables a week.
Okay.
Yep, and so
that's easy to do.
Yeah, and what's nice about cauliflower is that compared to kale, it's more versatile. Kale is very strongly flavored. You can't really eat it raw, although like some people put dressing on it and you could put it into salads. But cauliflower, I have some roasted cauliflower here. This cauliflower crust pizza has been making the rounds.
Looks delicious.
So it's actually gluten-free. It's a crust with cauliflower, cheese, egg, some spices, and then you just put your toppings on top.
Oh, yum. High in protein. Okay, fantastic. That's great. Thank you so much, Vincci. The top 3 trends that you can add into your diet: fermented, amaranth, and cauliflower. Cauliflower not getting a bad rap in 2014. Thank you very much.